Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you would see from the previous video, we went camping, Chris and I. We did a bit of a couple of, well, it was one night wild camping adventure. But we've actually not technically gone camping yet. But we're going to sit by the campfire, which Chris has created here in his lovely garden. There's Claire and Tilly. And we're here in his wood chop area, or his wood store area. Is it wood store area? Yeah, wood store area. And we've actually started carving up some wood to make a spatula. And Chris has got, well, what was there? There it is. He's actually started carving a bit of wood to make a cup. Basically, we arrived here, as I told you in the video, the camp video, just before the Hurricane Fiona hit. So a lot of trees fell down, including one in Claire and Chris's backyard. And we're just taking some of that wood and we're going to do some whittling. I thought I'd film it and make a nice little short video, and hopefully by the end of the evening, the fire had gone down and a few beers have been drunk, we'll have some shape of a spatula and a cup. But I hope you enjoy. Let's crack on.
So, what I'm going to do is try to split it. We want it to run along the line of that bend. Nope. Split right along that line.
Oh, look at that, nice.
This is just smoothing out a bit, making that, keep your hands like way up at the top,
okay,
and away,
yeah,
and like turn it a little more sideways,
okay,
angle it in,
yeah,
and bring the butt of that out here a little bit more, okay, and then just sort of tap it. And keep it in mind, like there's your, you don't want to go any further than this.
okay, yeah, right.
Now just spin it around and do the other side.
All right, yeah, okay.
And this side, now what? Now see your fingers? Okay. Don't have them anywhere near.
So same deal.
Mm-hmm. Now a satisfying one will be flip it.
Yeah.
So that's like that.
Yeah.
And just skin that off.
Just skin it all right
yeah.
off here.
Like just cut it, because you can go down quite deep with that. And still you won't. So that's just the bark. See how it's like that lighter color?
Yeah.
But it usually, it's fairly satisfying usually to, I wouldn't take that part yet.
Okay, right, okay.
I usually rough it out like in a triangular shape for whatever reason, because that's usually how I do my bottom of my handles as well.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I'm just going to try to not take off too much, then you basically carved yourself into a corner. Now I'm going to come backwards, because the way that grain is running, it's most likely
Going to split, I don't think.
there's a big knot right there too, which may cause us some issues. We're getting pretty close to, like, I mean, it's going to be a lot of knife work.
There's knife work here needs doing.
I'm going to be using the knife
Yes,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we could like rough it out a little bit more, but I mean, part of this is just give you something to do. Yeah. So I'll give you, what did I say? I'll give you that side.
Yeah, whichever side.
And I'll take that side. And you don't have to finish it tonight. I'm just going to cut that down to the center. If I can get it in this place. This stuff is so soft.
Yeah.
I have no idea what kind of wood this is.
It looked like a birch, I don't know, maybe?
No, it's just the bark's wrong.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
I think it looks like an alder, but I guess I don't know if it could be an ash. My buddy Wesley will know.
Jules would know.
Yeah. Well, she might not because she's not from here, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
There are different species.
But you can use any kind of wood, right? You don't.
You have to use hardwood.
Right.
Conifer trees, which are spruce, pine, tamarack. Well, tamarack, yeah, I guess is, or larch, I guess in England. Those are typically, they don't have, and this one actually got a wide grain too. See the rings? See how thick those rings are?
Right. Yeah.
Well, this is all like maple and stuff. The rings are a lot closer. It's a lot denser.
Ooh.
Like if you look there, that's probably, I think that's a piece of maple.
Right. Yeah. They're quite compact.
The wider the rings means that the tree grows a lot faster, which also means it's not as good for carving. But I figured this would be a good one just to see if it does carve out good.
Yeah.
I figured to do a test. I've never carved from it, so. And honestly, if it's soft, usually it's more fun to carve because it's a lot easier. So it's like, screw it. Especially since I haven't carved anything in a while. This part in the front is super hard to do with a knife sometimes. Because it's across the end grain is so hard to carve that you're just way better off doing as much as you can with an axe.
Yeah. I remember you took some wood home, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got it here.
Yeah.
My coffee scoop that we've been making coffee with is from Cornwall.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
Got a sweat on.
that's enough for now. I'll go get some knives for us.
Nice.
Normally wouldn't carve out that much. See how much moisture is coming out of it?
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, you can actually see it. Yeah. It's like...
Go for right here first.
Okay.
And so you start high and then rotate shallow.
Okay. So.
There you go. Now, careful of the edges. You just got to be really careful where you start it. How satisfying that is?
Yeah.
This is why I like cups. Now, don't go any further that side because I realize that I've cut it too short, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna have to modify the shape of the bowl a bit. And that's nice.
Yeah.
And that's not a super sharp gouge. It could be. I don't have it super sharp. I think what I'll do, I'm just gonna draw this a little flatter here.
Poor lighting with the shadow there. You alright? Is it sharp all the way down the side of that?
Oh no, it's only sharp just on the tip.
Yeah, just the tip.
So just for reference, the first cup I took, or the first cup I made, to get to this point, I did it yellow birch, and to get to this point took me a day.
A day? Wow.
Because it was like carving powder. Like I was getting this much.
That's
how much I
yeah,
would get
yeah,
with
yeah.
each scoop. Because it was, this is why you carve with green wood, because it's soft.
Yeah.
And so that was wet wood, or sorry,
Dry wood.
dry wood. I think it was, I still have the cup. It's never cracked or anything, it's just been a little too rough. See how it's not really cutting that nice?
Yeah.
So that means that the grain, you just have to come at it at a different angle. Like to get it, typically. So there.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Careful. I normally don't try to work this fast, but I kind of want to get it done so we can just get to our fire pit.
Yeah. As you can tell, the lighting's dropped a little bit now, but I just thought it was worth pointing out that actually Kris is the chap who carved my Head Hat and Hill spoon. What was that, 2 years ago now, Kris? Probably was, wasn't it? What was COVID?
You know what? Was it before? It was before our wedding or after?
Maybe, yeah.
Jeez, I don't remember.
Maybe it was, yeah.
I have to check my Instagram feed.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Kris made this for my birthday and sent it all the way over to England. So this spoon has seen some miles and probably doesn't have the best carbon footprint in the world, but you know, is where it is. But yeah, as you can see, we've already started carving, but yeah, just wanted to show that spoon off again. It's an awesome spoon made of oak with a little logo on it. Yep. That's cool. That wood will stay wet for quite a while, right?
Well, from this point on, you keep it in a bag
Yeah.
until you're done carving it. So, because once you thin out the walls, which is what we're doing here, once you thin it, like this stuff will dry overnight. These chips, these thin ones,
yeah.
It's all about drying it out evenly. Because the issue is, it's not so much for spoons, but with cups, you don't dry it out evenly. So, see how thick this wall is right now?
Right.
So if I stop working on that, and this wall over here is thin, it will warp because this side will dry quicker than that side.
Oh, okay.
So this side, what's it do when it dries? I think it might shrink a bit.
Yeah.
So if this side shrinks and this side stays bigger, then that's how cracks form.
Oh, okay.
That's one way. So you just gotta, you're
Gauge
supposed to, yeah, you're supposed to carve quickly and uniformly. So it's, if you, if I was to stop working tonight in that, then I would put it in the bag with all these chips, like a plastic bag. Some people keep them in the freezer. I don't know if I don't think I've had any luck with freezer.
So I guess that just keeps the moisture in the wood, right? It freezes it, right?
Yeah.
But then don't you run the risk of the moisture in the wood expanding with it freezes?
Actually, I'm trying to think if people do keep them in the freezer. I think some people do. Anyway, there's all kinds of different tricks, and there's another way, like when you're done, some people will boil them in salt water for 4 hours. I tried that and my cup cracked instantly.
All right.
So whereas other people, that's the method they do. There's a bunch of different methods. So you gotta figure out which angle is gonna cut the best. Sometimes it's like, in this case, where it's an end grain, I find it's good to come across like this.
Okay.
But with a knot, knots have grains in every direction, so kind of figure out what works best.
This is thick,
Right.
but I'll need a little bit of space to
Get around the outside.
carve the X out there. So what you want, see that light? You kind of would want that everywhere.
Right.
So see
Okay.
how this is quite a bit thicker. However, I've got a lot of work to do on the bottom.
Right.
So I'm going to leave it that depth for now.
So before I start carving away at this, there's a little bit of a important whittling prep work to be done. And that is a cooler, because it's cool to have a cooler in Canada. Now I think Chris said about a red one. Oh yeah. So it's 9 Locks Brewery. Right some red. Oh yeah. And there's Tilly and Amy.
I'm weird talking to myself too.
Oh yeah. Big weirdo. Oh. That's where I cut my finger open.
Yeah, me neither. I can't remember the last time I made it. Well, I know the last time I made that spoon. It was the last thing I made.
What, the Mal one?
Nope, the one
Oh, the one you're using
I've
for
got
the
like
trip.
tons of pictures of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I should have done more axe work right here. Because look how much I got to cut away.
Oh shit, yeah.
Shit, buddy.
I mean, it depends on what I do on the top here, whether I come straight down with an angle, which I don't know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I usually let the wood decide a lot how it's going to shape.
Yeah, kind of
The way the grain goes, a lot of times will dictate. Because if you're a really good carver, then you can carve it into whatever shape you feel like. If you're an amateur, then you can let the wood decide.
North Peace IPA.
What is it, mate?
IPA.
I say yay. Max is in there like, what the fuck is this IPA song? You hungry at all?
I'm not full anymore.
Yeah. I'm not even hungry.
Yeah. Amy's a bit like that. She's got a bit of an ironclad stomach.
Or does she?
Yeah, well, she ate that bloody hummus that time, and she went through it. And she was like, "Oh,
What'd she have?
She bought a tub of hummus.
Mm.
It was very much in date, and she just ate it. And she was like, "Oh, that's nice." And then I went, "Oh, what's that on top of it?" And it basically had this like centimetre, like mould fuzz on it. And she just went, "Oh." She was like, "Oh, it tasted all right." I was like, "No, that's just."
Didn't affect her?
No.
Did you try it?
No. If it's like a second out of date, I'm really weirded out by it.
Claire's the same.
What I'm kind of thinking of doing, I've been kind of carving away at it, and I don't know if you can kind of see I've drawn a pattern on the wood with Chris's help. What we're going to do is going to kind of like cut it off at an edge and then kind of dip in. Chris described it as deep end of a swimming pool and then sort of go to the shallow end. But what I'm thinking of doing is having like a little nub in there to sort of hold the spatula like that when you're kind of cooking and stuff. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and cut, basically, I'm going to try and cut so it goes like about this. So take all this off and kind of eke it out a little bit. It's coming out a little bit. Just switching it up and doing some fun stuff. I'm just trying to like feather it down now at the back. Got the fire blazing in the background. Got the beer still. Cheers. I'm doing it against their bit of, they don't care about the chair.
Such a nice spatula arm on our.
Think of like a whittled chair. It's going to be like the perfect whittled.
Unfortunately, these chairs are now starting to get a little bit age a day.
That's okay.
We got normal sized beds tonight. Be drinking up a storm. There's gonna be a sea shanty in our bedroom.
What?
It's like drinking up a. You're drinking up a storm.
I thought that was like sex talk.
Ooh, it'll be. Remember what we were talking about, Jay? Everywhere. It'll be everywhere.
Oh, the jizz.
So much of it. All over the walls.
I'm going to
Oh,
sleep. That's
Jay,
amazing.
it's all over the walls.
Oh,
How am I going to talk that one
dear.
for? This is my favorite.
Took you all
double
together.
IPA.
it did a little bit then, yeah.
I'll set this here. And then when you're ready. Oh, that's good.
It's gonna be hard. Yeah, we only need to just heat them.
All right.
That's the way it goes life.
I think we need to put our bread on.
Gonna be done, gotta be done. There's one more sausage there. Gonna be done, gotta be done. Ended on that.
Wait. Mulled wine. Christmas. Oh, there's a wooden post in the way.